Hello, Sara Sabin. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast, which we go live on Mondays. So that's why I say welcome to Monday Live podcast, everyone. So we are live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And you have the opportunity to get to know more about Women Flix and Sara Sabin. Thank you so much for your presence and welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. Hello, Yola.
Hello, that's wonderful. Sarah, where are you talking from?
I am actually sitting in Malaga today, but I am from London in the UK.
Wow, Malaga. Oh, that's hot now? No, not really.
No, I'm looking outside and it's actually grey and foggy for anyone that is listening in the UK and is inclined to feel jealous. It's cold and foggy.
Yeah, so we are on the same vibe because like I'm in London, you are in Malaga, but very close, but sometimes it's so different weather. It's amazing how all the earth works. But thank you for joining me from Malaga. And you live and you now right now you are in Malaga, but you live in London and UK. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, I'm fortunate in that I've been, working as an entrepreneur, I think since the end of 2015 now. And I've been partially remote. There were times when, there were a lot of meetings going on pre-pandemic, but obviously a lot more happens virtually now, which is awesome.
And we can move anywhere, right?
True.
Yeah, very good, very good. And now, Sarah, could you tell me three words that describe yourself?
Oh. No, this kind of reminds me of a conversation I was having this morning where I was speaking to someone and said, what's your three values? And I regularly review these, but I'm going to have to go with getting stuff done. So action,
Be
passion, integrity.
fantastic. Action, passion, integrity. Okay, we're going to start from here. So, when it comes to action, uh, how do you use action into your? I know you are a businesswoman, so uh, what exactly do you do when you say action? You are a person of action into your business. How do you use action?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to draw a distinction there because action is super important. But what
Mhm,
I've learned over the course of my career is that action for the sake of action, or unfocused action,
mhm,
or action without intentional direction, is not going to yield you the results that you want, either in your business or your personal life, usually. So, I mean, my mantra when I was growing up and going through school and university was I'm on a mission to prove everyone wrong. If someone tells me I can't do something, I'm going to get into action and do it. And action has got me far in life, but what's got me further is aligning mindset with action.
powerful, very powerful. Wow, love it. So thank you. And now we can say, what exactly do you do in
Okay.
business?
So I'm a transformational leadership coach and I work with high performing leaders and successful entrepreneurs to basically 10x their business through developing themselves as leaders and building high performing teams. So
Wow.
that's what I have been doing as my coaching business for the last few years. And then this year, I will also be launching a group program for coaches and consultants wanting to build a six-figure business, basically without all the faff and working with high-performing clients.
That's really good. So, and you're when you say high performing clients, they are women and men, or is just one specific how I say this? Human beings? I don't know. It's only men. Who is your niche? I know it's high performance, but male or
Yeah.
female or mixed.
So I'm going to be a bit controversial here in that I work with male and women, male and
Mhm.
female. but I am male. Excuse me. And I am open to anyone that fits the kind of career criteria that want to work with me.
Right.
However, my business has predominantly led me to work more with men than women.
Mm.
And I think that is really important, because men need to buy into this agenda of equality for
Yeah.
all. And part of that is helping them to develop more what I'd call stereotypically feminine traits. And
Right.
that's
Yeah.
just a stereotype. So emotional intelligence, empathy, coaching and leadership, etc. So it's really, I see my work as helping to bring balance internally
Yes.
to gender traits, so that we all develop our strengths and bring up our weaknesses to a level where they don't hold us back.
That's very interesting. At the same time, they reach the other side, the women, even if the focus is men, but they will end up, because you are teaching them to see this equality. It's really powerful. Wow.
Yeah.
And I know you've been doing for a while, but how, how was your, like, could you share with us, like, your entrepreneurial journey? What is the goods and the bads, if you can? Like, in short, of course, we're not gonna. I know the story is long because it's many years, but let's try.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of condense this into a nutshell, which will cover the good and the bad, and why the bad was actually good.
Good. Yeah.
Um, so basically, I was in the corporate world for 9 years, and actually, when in the last year or two of my corporate job, I trained as a tax accountant for everyone's information. Um, I started thinking, is there something else? I'm beginning to feel the seeds of unrest here, and I don't think it's going to help me moving to another job for more pay or whatever. And it was around that time that one of my best friends said, would you like to start a startup together? And I was like, yeah, because I went into it bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, having no idea about, how things pan out, how hard the entrepreneurial journey can be, or any of that.
Yes.
So my first startup was co-founded in 2014, I believe it was. And I ended up leaving my corporate career at the end of 2015 to work on that full time. It was really the vision and brainchild of my co-founder, and she just wanted someone with my skill set that she trusted to also co-found it with her. So I left the corporate world, and I remember my psychological state that time, which is like, this is it. I'm going to make this work forever and ever. And essentially what happened over the course of that year was my vision of the business and my co-founder's vision started to completely go in different directions.
Mm.
And our friendship started to break down as well, which I think is another point that's important here, because I walked away because I knew that it couldn't work with both of us at the helm. I knew it's her brainchild, and I knew we had a long friendship that I wanted to preserve. So I walked away from that startup. It's still going. She's still running that, and I have a small shareholding in it. And then I thought, okay, now I'm on a point to prove to the world that I can be a female tech entrepreneur.
Wow.
Again, knowing nothing about tech. I think so. My philosophy is try stuff out, see what you like, see what you don't like. And I was in very much a figuring it out stage at that time. But anyway, I knew lots of people said it was difficult. So I was like, right, I'm going to found this startup, see how it works. Technology platform helping accountants to connect with employers online. that was a 2.5-year journey during which I got investment to build the minimum viable product. We started bringing users onto the platform. I built a small team around me, brought on a co-founder at a later stage. And to the external world, it looked like things were moving along.
Improving, yeah.
But the internal world during that 2.5 years was a complete mess. So when I talk about being like even being rich or being successful, I think of it as a holistic thing. What's the point in success if you're literally crumbling internally? So over that time, I think I nearly burned out twice. I had chronic stress, anxiety. My partner, who I'd been with for 7 years, will tell you how difficult I was during that period of time. And all my relationships with friends and family were starting to break down during that time as well. So to cut a long story short, the 2.5-year point, my co-founder said to me, Sarah, I've got this investor that's going to put in a load of money. Aren't you happy? And my heart sank because I knew that if we accepted that money, ethically, I should be there and I would put everything in to make things work. But I couldn't psychologically commit to 3 to 5 years more there. So basically turned down that investment and walked away. And
once again, for your sake. Yes.
Good. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I talk about strategic quitting. Quit things that aren't working for you, that don't bring you joy, that don't bring you abundance. And I mean financial and non-financial, because life's too short to be doing something that you hate forever and ever, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
So essentially after that, I said to myself, Sarah, you're an entrepreneur, but for 2 months,
my dog, sorry. That's the life. It happens.
Yeah. So working from home life. So after walking away from the second startup, I got so many emails from people being like, what are you doing? Just carry on, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I know, my inner voice knows, my intuition knows, my gut knows this is the right decision. And all of this has prepared me for what comes next. So 2 months off, I came across transformational coaching. And it was like really a life-changing moment for me. And I knew that that was the work that I wanted to do in the world, right? And, there was that real purpose and passion behind it, passion being the second thing I mentioned at the beginning.
Yes.
And I knew this was what I was going to commit to. And, it evolved over time. My niche, wasn't right at the beginning, wasn't the same as it is now. But I ended up figuring out that the place where I added the most value was with entrepreneurs, really, because I understood their struggles, both internal and external. And I could really offer them a combination of coaching and consulting.
Really
Yeah. So that's actually my story. I don't know whether it's a nutshell version, but
no, very good, very good. Because wow, you're so brave. Let me tell you, because it's not easy to go towards like going through what you pass, you went, and then just quit. And it's so important that you mentioned that. Be able to quit and know strategically how to quit. This is really interesting. It is really powerful because you need to think about your mental health. You need to think about a lot of things like, is this for me? Is not, and have the strength to move. Because on the second business that you were having with the other co-founder, I could see that you did have the chance to earn a lot of money, but even that didn't keep you there because you were not happy, and that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, you always have to ask with money, what cost does it come at? And this is why, like, I take so much so many pains to say to people, purpose is not mutually exclusive from profit. It doesn't mean that if you have one, you can't have the other. It's the combination of the two. That's where the magic happens, because at the end of the day, if you're a billionaire, but you're burned out and anxious all the time, what's the point?
I'm so sorry with my dog. Let me call him to see if he comes down.
What
So,
kind of dog have you got, Yola?
Sharpei and German Shepherd mix.
Oh, you've got. Oh, I thought you were saying two separate dogs.
It's a
It's a
mix.
mix.
No, 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 no. It's too high. Is a mix. Is someone coming? So that's why. Let me just call him. Sorry. I'm back. I don't want to. I don't want to take too long, but these things happen, and I apologize. It's part of life. We do lives from home. So okay. My next question: what is your biggest, or no, your big picture, vision, and mission?
So, my big picture vision and mission is basically to create a new generation of emotionally evolved leadership.
Beautiful.
And I count entrepreneurship within that, because in order to be a really effective and powerful entrepreneur, you also have to be a leader, right? You have to lead other people to you, you have to lead a team. So it's all intertwined. And if I was to put a number on it, it would look something like, I would want to impact 10 million people. Obviously, I can never do that myself, but it's the network effect of the people that I work with. So I work with a leader who works with a company, he becomes a better leader and creates more leaders, etc., etc. So it's about creating the maximum impact possible. And that's something that anyone can do, because, just the word leader doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a specific job title. It's a way of being, it's a way of thinking about your business.
Yes, so true. And talking about leaders, we're going to go back to entrepreneurs. And what is exactly for you to be an entrepreneur? I know leadership makes is one side of, but what exactly would you describe entrepreneur?
So I describe entrepreneur as anyone that has aspirations to impact others through the company or business providing a service or product. That was quite a clinical definition, but I think it's helpful to talk about some of the, I guess, must-haves for successful entrepreneurship. So number one, if you want it all, right? So you want to be an entrepreneur that also has a happy life, creates the financial abundance you want, the impact that you want, then purpose or passion is really important to that equation. So start a company, a business that really resonates with you and your purpose and the kind of impact that you want to make on others. That by itself is not enough.
It's powerful, super powerful.
Then you need to take action, but take action in the light of a vision that you're working towards. Because actually, when you have a clear vision, it becomes an easier question of, should I or shouldn't I be doing something? And if something is completely misaligned with your vision, you shouldn't be doing it, period. Yeah. And the third thing, which is really important, resilience. I probably can't stress this enough, because if you are committed to something, you will never fail. You might take a different route. You might set up a different business.
Yeah.
You might, have to climb obstacles, whatever. But you're committed to that journey. You're committed to learning. And that makes you more resilient as well, because you know that you're in it and you're not kind of going to give up. You're going to ride the low times as well.
Yes. Yes. Listening to you is just feel like, okay, I want to know more about how you work. How can I can I work if right now I am okay, I'm a business owner, and what exactly would I need to do to be able to work with you? How do I can reach your services? How exactly?
So it depends slightly who you are. If you're a more established entrepreneur and slash or exec leader, then I work with them one-to-one. I also do group sessions as well with their teams and their companies. However, if you are a coach or consultant that wants to work with high achieving clients, wants to build a six-figure business fast without faff, without being on social media every 5 seconds, then I have a group program that's going to be catered to that. You can find out lots about me on wherever, really. LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, Sara Caroline Sabin. My website, which is www.sarasabin.com, sarasabin.com. And you can also email me at sarah@sarasabin.com.
Yes, carry on. And I was about to say the Twitter. You also are on Twitter.
Yes, I am on Twitter. I think that's Sara Sabin 1 on Twitter, and Sara Sabin Business Success Coach on Facebook. I swear, I kind of forget like the URLs of everything, I have to say, but there you go.
It's natural, it's not possible, but everything that you just said is on the description of this podcast, so anyone can reach you through the description. Is going to be there, the links available, everything is there. And when I heard you like you work with this specific entrepreneurs, coming back to the if I was a business owner, I want to work with you, what level? I understood like is a high level, but how do you describe to be on a high level? More earning certain amount of money per year? Is that the way?
So if we're talking about this in a business context, I look for a few things in the business context. So number one, are you at or nearing, say, the $1 million turnover a year mark, and you're looking to grow fast, you're looking to 10x over a period of time. And for some, that's 3 years, for some, that's 10 years. But you have big aspirations. You also recognize that although you've achieved success because, you've built this business and maybe you've had businesses before, your personal development and your personal learning and how you get the best out of other people, your work's never done there. And having that objective sounding board to prod and test and challenge what you're doing in your business to get to that next level is what I believe my clients find the most valuable, because it's hard to see the wood for the trees sometimes.
Really good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now I understood a little bit more. I had this curious thing because was not that specific, but now I got it. But thank you so much, Sara. So yes, so we come to the end, and I'm so grateful once again to have you as my guest. And I hope you enjoy our session. Everyone that is watching or is going to watch on podcast platforms, make sure you reach Sara, and if it's possible through social media, so through email. I actually want to ask you one more thing, Sara. In terms, I think you gave me a freebie for my listeners, which is 8 ways something. Could you
Yes, I did.
describe?
I did. I've actually got a few freebies now.
Yeah.
I don't think I've sent them all to you, Yola, but I
No.
got a few that people can choose from, or they can download all of them if they want. So happy to send that across, so you can put it
Yes,
hopefully somewhere below.
yes, I can. Because the only one I have right now is the 8 ways. If you can explain what is the freebie that you sent me.
So the 8 ways is 8 ways to get out of your head and achieve bigger
Ah,
impact. So in anything that I talk about the inside and the outside. You sort out what's going on internally. It increases the impact of what you do on the outside. So you're
right.
actually achieving more with less effort. So the 8 ways guide is helping you to get out of your head. Then I have a 6 principles of effective leadership guide, and my new one, which is 6 myths on building a 6-figure coaching business. There's a lot of
Oh,
sixes there.
6 myths. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, interesting. So I will wait for these last two that you just mentioned. So everyone, now you have to send me, and I will add to the description of the this session, and everyone can reach or get or offer to someone. And also, do you offer any session like call? Like, do you have a how we say introduction call or something like that, strategy call?
Yes, of course. Especially, excuse me, where I'm working one-to-one. The resonance and chemistry with the person you're working with is so important. So I
Yes,
absolutely have to have that call, because again, like with that chemistry, that's where things really start to happen and shift really quickly.
that's right.
So yes, consultation call. I always want to, give people value. If we're a fit, we're a fit. If we're not, then
That's right.
awesome.
Yes, that's right. And that information is available on the website, right? If someone wants to um, book a call with you, correct?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Fantastic. So this is me, this is you, this is now, and I'm not going to ask you anything else because I keep saying we're going to go, but I keep coming and asking for something. I'm always full of questions, but thank you so much, Sarah. It was a pleasure, and I
Oh,
wish
thank
you
you.
all the best continuously. And no matter where you are, keep shining, keep flourishing. Because now you are in Malaga. We never know tomorrow if you're going to be somewhere else in a hot weather, because some countries are right now very hot. If you enjoy sunshine,
I do. I do.
yeah,
So thank you so much for having me, Yola. I've really
uh,
enjoyed this
you're
conversation.
welcome. And you take care. All right.
You too. Take care.
So bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.